Washington Center.
My friend Lois over here said, hey, this is a great group, and I think you should join it. And I said, okay. And I've been very happy.
Good. Well, you blend beautifully.
We have a good time together, and we all have pretty good voices, we think.
That's right. And you're having a good time, too.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, I have to notice that you have something kind of unusual around your wrist here. What is this?
We're the Velvet Frogs. This is our symbol here.
Okay, so you are the Velvet Frogs. I say we hear another number. Okay, thanks for joining us, you guys, and carry on.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know it contains
Music and opera go together. When I think of opera, I think of Italian. But you know what? I don't know any, so I'm going to go take a class. Mi scusi, professoressa Maria Roberti. Hi, buongiorno. Buongiorno. How did I do, everybody? Okay, well, I just learned that, so it's a little new. I have never taken Italian. I need to take this class. But, tell me about the class here that Oasis offers.
This is an intermediate class. That means that we've had Italian before. However, we like to think of ourselves as beginners. We accept beginners in this class. And we normally have a beginning class in the fall and the intermediate or continuing class in the spring. This is an intermediate class, but we think of ourselves as beginners.
Okay, now tell me this. Is it true what they say, and I should maybe ask some of your students here, is it true what they say about Italians, that they're very passionate, and as teachers, do you get very passionate with your students, and are they scared of you sometimes?
Well, I have to sort of take it easy because I'm in my decline.
Okay.
We're all seniors.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute.
But we're in our third age according to the Italians, but we love it because it frees us to do all these wonderful things.
Well,
and we really enjoy Italian.
So this is a class that anybody can enroll in, is that correct?
Yes, there's an age limit though. One has to be above 55.
Okay, and that's true in all the Oasis programs.
Yes, it takes a long time to master a language, and although Italian masquerades as easy, it isn't really.
Okay.
But we don't find that out until we sign up for the class.
Okay. Now, why don't you say something really beautiful and flowery in Italian for me?
Oh, l'italiano è molto melodioso.
Okay, did anybody get that?
Italian is very melodious.
Oh, it is. I love that. Okay, well, that's great. So anybody can come down here, they can sign up for the class, and they can learn Italian. And so it's good whether you're planning a trip to Italy or whether
yes,
maybe
most of them are. Most of them have a reason for being here, and it's either in their background or they are planning a trip and they would like to be able to converse with natives.
Sure. Or go and see the opera, or act like you know what you're doing when you go to those fancy Italian restaurants. That's always a good thing.
And say brava instead of bravo all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go talk to some of your students and find out what they think about the class.
Okay.
He's got us reading, guess what? Children's books in Italian. So we have taken a step backwards, but we enjoy every minute.
The reason why I'm taking it is because I want to brush up on my Italian for my aunts and uncles and cousins who still live in Italy, and we visit with each other. So this is a great opportunity.
Once I retired, I was bound and determined that I was going to master the language, and I'm very happy that the city of Phoenix furnishes this opportunity for us all.
We've experienced music, language, and now it's time to create some artwork. Welcome to the world of ceramics. We're here with Alan Jones, who's a resident artist. Welcome. Now tell me about your background here.
I've been a professional potter most of my life, 25 years of it, and I decided after that time I should start teaching and giving back to the community what I've been getting out of it. And so I applied for this job 4 years ago and got it. And I've been learning how to teach, finding out how people learn and what works and enjoying it.
Good.
Very much.
Good. Now, what kind of things can people learn in your ceramics classes?
Well,
is it for the beginner to the advanced?
It's for everybody.
Okay.
We have people here who are professional potters themselves and sculptors, and we have people who have never touched clay before. And there's something for everybody at whatever level they need. The classes usually are they're designed for them to build on what they already know. So if they don't already know anything, we teach them and they build on that.
Okay, so it's basically from the beginning to the intermediate. If they're firing or glazing or anything, you take them through the whole process.
Right.
Well, I'm noticing some of the artwork that's here behind me too. It's just beautiful. You've got all kinds of pottery and statues and all different types of things. So it really is a big facility that you have here in ceramics. Alan, why don't you take us through the process?
Okay, this is the wheel throwing room. There's different ways of making pots, and the most popular right now is on the potter's wheel, but that was earlier in the session, so there's nobody working on the potter's wheel. Beyond, after the potter's wheel, and in addition to, we have the hand building room in here, which is a very well-equipped hand building room. There's all the equipment we need to do things by hand.
That's beautiful over there, the nice clay molding and painting with the metallic, and I think we're getting some candle holders over here, very nice.
Right. Some of this is more sculptural, some is functional. All stages are represented in this room. After the pots are made, they're not done until they're glazed. And this is the glazing room. The glaze is just the final finishes. You can see on this wall some of the samples of the glazes. The students choose the samples that they like and then go to the appropriate buckets which has that glaze in it.
And how long a process is the glazing?
It's very quick compared to everything else. It's sort of a make or break thing. The final proof is evidenced if you could mess up a perfectly good pot with a bad glaze job in just seconds.
So you work closely with the students to make sure that doesn't happen?
I help the best I can, but they have to do it themselves.
Okay.
I made a big boo-boo, but other than that, it's fun.
That's right. So it's not like painting a wall where you can just paint over it, right? I mean, you know, if you mess up, it's kind of, you have to start over again. Okay. This looks really interesting here, too. So are you going to use one glaze here or a couple?
This is going to be used for raku. This, where I'm buffing it, is going to be very shiny black.
Ooh, very
and then
nice.
the rest will be a crackle.
Okay. And this has been your project during the semester or the session?
I take 2 classes.
Oh, you take 2 classes. Good.
I love it.
Good. Well, you've got a fabulous instructor here.
Yes.
Okay, Alan, what do we do from here then after we do the glaze?
So after it's glazed, you take it out to the kiln area. Now, out toward the kiln area, this is the last bit of glazing you could do. This is our spray booth. Bill just finished spraying glaze on a pot. If you want a smoother finish, it has a different look.
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah, actually, this is really my first time in spraying.
Really?
And and Alan told me how to do it this morning, and everybody's saying it's pretty nice.
That's a nice pot. Now, is this your first time doing ceramics?
It's my first time, and I've learned a lot from Alan.
Good. Are you going to take another class?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, we're going to keep taking them.
Good.
Hopefully Alan will be with us
Good.
one time again.
I know. I hear you're very lucky to have him.
Yes.
Alan, what's over here? Thanks, Bill, for being with us. Very nice. Now, is this the final stage of the pottery?
This is pretty much it. After the pots have done had everything done to it that the people need to do, then they trust to the fates of the firing.
And hope it comes out.
Yes, this is where the pots are made or unmade, as it were. You can see that there's a lot of variety of shapes and styles, and colors, and firing that much variety is unpredictable. We'll put it that way. You can't always depend that what you put in is what you're going to get out.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. There's a wide variety here behind me in the kiln. There's also a wide variety of classes offered by the Oasis program. Let's go talk to the expert. We're here in the theater of Phoenix Center, and we have a surprise for you a little bit later in the show. But right now, we're going to talk with Lisa Cassidy, who is the Assistant Director of the Oasis program. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Sherry.
Now, tell me about this fabulous program. We've been seeing a little bit of the classes, the wide variety. Tell me about it.
Oasis is a great organization for seniors 55 years of age and older. We're the wellness side of aging. So often, people have the misconception that aging is scary and it's frightening, but we're here to change that conception. We have so many different opportunities as far as volunteer areas or classes in the humanities, arts, and wellness. And membership is free of charge.
Oh, that's great. Now, that's my next question. If all of our viewers out there are wondering, this is a great program, I want to go ahead and get information, how do they join Oasis?
What they need to do is stop by our office, any one of our major locations, and just sign up. They get a membership card and their program catalog, which subsequently then will be mailed to their homes. And when they participate, it's always great fun because they get to register, go through an actual registration, just like college. Oasis really is a college without walls and without the red tape. So we're very proud to be here.
Okay, now who can join? What's the criteria to join Oasis? I know you need to be a little bit more mature. Why don't you tell me about it?
Correct. 55 years of age and older in a husband-wife situation. As long as one spouse is at least 55, the other one can join as well. And that's it.
Okay.
That's the only criteria.
Okay, now you're a division of the Foundation for Senior Living, is that correct?
Correct.
In a nutshell, how did it all begin?
In the early 80s, Marilyn Mann and her neighbor put together a program, a class, and 600 seniors showed up that day, and she knew she had something going. We're very proud to say that nationally we serve 400,000 seniors, and locally over 14,000.
Great. Oh, good. So basically there's lots and lots of stuff going on too. And we're here highlighting the Oasis program here at the Phoenix Center, but there's also other locations throughout the valley if maybe you live a little bit closer. Is that right?
Absolutely.
How many facilities do you have?
We have two main offices, both in the Robinsons May, one at Metro Center Mall, one in Scottsdale Fashion Square. We have the Phoenix Center for Community Arts, and we have a satellite office at Childers Buick dealership. So
Okay,
that's unique too.
Now, this is a partnership with the City of Phoenix, and are there other sponsors involved?
Yes, we could not have the program run without the Foundation for Senior Living, which you mentioned we are a program of. Robinsons May Company is our national sponsor, of course, Pacific Care, and also Phelps Dodge Corporation.
Now, in the Oasis program, there are also a lot of different ways to volunteer. Is that right?
That's correct. Our biggest opportunity is the intergenerational tutoring program. That's where we match mentors that have been trained through the Oasis program, one-on-one with children in kindergarten through 4th grade. Oh. And they work 1 hour a week, every week for a school year. Very, very rewarding.
Now, if people want to go ahead and get a catalog, and this catalog has everything in it, it's a wonderful thing, how do they get that information?
They can either stop by our offices. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., or they can call either one of the locations. In Scottsdale, they can call 480-994-1528. We'll be happy to take care of them.
Okay, well, thank you so much for
joining us. Thank you very much. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Well, we've seen a sampling of some of the performing and visual arts that are going here with the Oasis program. But right now, if you want to get a little bit more flexible, or maybe just kind of stretch out a little bit or do something that's really good for you, we have a class for you.
Switch arms.
This is Stretch, Tone, and Firm with Brenda DiVincenzo. Brenda, hi.
Go.
Looks like you're having a good time here in this class.
Having a really good time.
Okay, tell me about your class here that you teach.
It's through the Oasis program, and we have seniors come in and they get to exercise a little bit, do some different stuff, lift a little weights, stretch, exercise.
So this is a Stretch, Tone, and Firm class.
Right.
So you do it with the weights, and then you also
we do some stuff standing up, then we sit down in the chairs, we do weights, we do stretches on the floor with the mats.
It sounds like
a variety
fun.
of different stuff to...
You also teach other classes with the Oasis Center in the movement.
Yes, I also do Oasis Community Dancers, which is a performing group.
Okay.
And we put on performances. We do a little top hat routine this year, so it's a lot of fun.
Okay, Brenda, you look like you're very comfortable doing what you're doing. What's your background?
I've been dancing since I was 6. I've been doing ballet, jazz, tap, modern, everything. Recently I started ASU in their ballroom program. I teach swing over at SEC. I teach all the children's dance classes here and with Arts After School. And I do all the performing groups here too.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm going to get a little sampling here. Looks like everybody's having fun. Are you getting a good workout in Brenda's class?
Yes.
So are you recommending it to other people to come and take?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
What's your favorite part? The weights? I hate weights.
I love them.
You too?
They're my favorite.
We don't need to get rid of stress. We're seniors. We need to do this to energize ourselves.
Is that true? She's laughing.
Very.
Good, thanks. You know, getting rid of stress really helps the creativity flow, and one thing I've always wanted to do is take a jewelry class. You know, making small things, big things, gaudy things. You can never get too gaudy, and there's a class right down the way that'll help me do that. This is where the magic happens. I'm here with Susan Alpern, who's in charge of this program. Welcome. Now tell me about your jewelry program here. You're the resident artist, is that right? Mm-hmm. Good. What's your background?
I have my Bachelor of Fine Arts I received at Northern Arizona University, and I've been working in jewelry and metal for 10 years.
Good. Now, do you sell a lot of your jewelry and things that you do?
I have been selling. I've been doing some art fairs, and I'm currently showing at a gallery in Jerome.
Fabulous. So what inspires you for your jewelry?
I really like shape and form, and I really like modern contemporary designs.
Okay. So Susan, when people come into the Oasis program here, is it all levels, people experienced and maybe have never made jewelry before?
I have all people. I have a lot of real advanced people who've been coming for years, and I also have beginners too, and I work with each person on an individual basis with what they're interested in.
Okay, so that's great. So if you're a little bit intimidated, you don't need to be. You can just come down here and just create some beautiful things.
This is mainly where people sit down and work and design and work on their problems.
Okay, and I see some fabulous things happening over here. Hello, ladies. Why don't you show me what some of the things are that you've been making? Oh, okay. You got your jewelry, and I know that you had some silver necklaces and things. That's very pretty. Now, something like this, is this just, is it soldering, or how does this go together, Susan?
Yeah, this is soldering, and also she's been making rings and putting things together.
Nice.
This is copper and silver.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Design I liked.
Good. So is it something that you'd like to recommend to other people?
Most definitely. It's a very rewarding, craft. And
so do you just wear your own jewelry, or do you sell things too? I mean, you're very good.
I sell things. I repair things. I like to do as much as I know how to do.
Good. Well, you're very, very talented. Thanks, you guys, for sharing us with. Now, when somebody comes in, what kind of things? Is there like a soldering room or a? Why don't you give us a little tour here?
Okay. This is our soldering room, and this is where people put things together.
Okay, and right now it looks like she's putting together a ring or something. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Now, I'm just kind of noticing your beautiful rings that you're wearing. Is that something that you've made?
Yes, they are.
Oh, is it a passion of yours, making jewelry?
Yes, I've been doing it since the late 50s.
Really? And do you enjoy the classes here?
Oh, yes, thoroughly. Been coming since 1996.
Oh, that's wonderful. Beautiful things. Okay, so they can solder everything here. Once they're done with that, what do they do?
Well, then they would go and clean it up, and they would buff the piece and make it really shiny and pretty. This is our buffing room.
Okay, so what happens here?
This is where everybody comes and makes their piece all shiny and beautiful.
Okay, how long does that process take?
It could take several hours to make a piece really well finished.
So it's just metals that you concentrate on here, just doing the buffing of the metals?
Yeah.
And when they're all done, they get to see the finished product. Let's go see some of those. These are some works in progress. We have a beautiful chain there and a frame and all kinds of things. And it doesn't just have to be jewelry making. Here's a beautiful switch plate that's being made for a kitchen. And there's some bookmarks.
Little stones will be put in.
Isn't that fun? So basically, you can just let your creativity soar. Is that right, Susan? Good. And what are you doing here? You're making a frame.
Picture frame, but I have to solder it together yet.
Okay. Is that now? That's copper.
Copper.
Isn't that beautiful? Good. And what's this? You're standing. Are these chopsticks?
I'm making a baby spoon, and this is going to be wound around into a design, and then the spoon part will be down at the bottom here.
That's beautiful. And I was noticing your bracelet here too, Matt. Can you come in on this bracelet here? Did you make that in this class?
Yes, in an earlier class like this one.
Beautiful. And we have a cross over here too. This is just lovely work using a lot of our Arizona stones, and the turquoise is just beautiful. Now down here at the end we're making a chain here. What are you doing here? Have you already buffed everything out?
No, it hasn't been buffed, and several of them are getting pearls on them.
Beautiful.
So when it's done, there'll be different size pearls going all the way around.
Very delicate art piece. Yeah. So have you learned a lot in taking this class?
Absolutely.
Good. Is it something that you'd like? Yeah. You'd like to recommend for others? I was saying that I'd like to take it, but you just kind of abruptly told me I couldn't take it yet. But I'm going to.
How much we love it. I'm the one that gets here. We're supposed to sign up for classes at 10. I get here at 6.
Oh, that's right. Well, again, classes really fill up quickly. So
very much so.
That's great. So basically, again, next time it's open, they can come down and just sign up early because classes do sign up or fill up really early.
Did you tell her this is the Oasis one too for the older people?
That's exactly right. That's what this whole program is on the Oasis Center. So thanks everybody for being here. Thank you. Now, there are so many different ways to express creativity. And if you're one of those people that's a closet performer who yearns to get out on stage and strut your stuff, the Oasis program can open that door too. Now, we've been talking about a special treat we had in mind for you, and it's the first time ever Oasis debut of one of my favorite composers, Cole Porter. Okay, now it's minutes before the production, and the tension is mounting. I love the energy of the theater. Let's talk to everybody. Are you getting nervous? Yeah. Now, are you nervous or excited? Excited. Okay, is Cole Porter one of your favorites? Absolutely. Okay, so I'm sure you've been warming up and everything, right?
And he did send us a telegram.
Oh, he did send you a telegram. Oh, fabulous. Okay, well, break a leg, everybody. We'll see you at the show.
Excited, thrilled, sort of glad it's over, and kind of sad that it is. You know what I'm saying? We've cemented great relationships with everyone. Very good cast. All of them, or most of them, amateurs, never performed before. This is a blessing working with them.
Okay, we're backstage. The performance is over. What are you all feeling?
Oh, great,
great.
Now I'm hungry. Ready for lunch.
You're always hungry after performing. Okay.
Absolutely.
So are you feeling that? Are you feeling that performance surge?
Absolutely.
Oh yes. Good.
Can't come down yet.
You can't
Still
come
up
down
there.
yet. Okay, well go have a fun lunch together. Okay.
We're ready
Congratulations.
for the next one.
Hey, it was a lot of fun. For a lot of unprofessionals, I think everybody did a marvelous job. And you could see the smiles on our faces when you were up on stage, just like you could the people down below. So it's been great.
I thought it was simply beautiful, and it represented the spirit of Oasis in the best possible form.
The Oasis program tones up the body, brain, and voice, and it lets you explore your creativity. For a Phoenix Center catalog, call 602-262-4627. And for more information on Oasis, call 480-994-1528. Thanks so much for watching.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the October 12th, 2022 formal meeting of the Phoenix City Council. We'll begin today with an invocation from Police Chaplain Bob Fesmeyer. Thank you, Chaplain.
Would you please stand? You're welcome to join me in prayer. Heavenly Father and Almighty God, we thank you that we can once again call on you for help in this public arena. that you never tire of us bringing our many needs before you. Grant wisdom, humility, courage, and compassion upon our leaders who wrestle with an ever-growing possibilities of an ever-growing city. Protect their families. We pause to thank you for the many blessings, so grateful for your mercies that are ours with each new day and the gift of life itself. Every precious life, sacred and filled with purpose, meaning, and potential. Please grant all of our city's leaders wisdom to govern with integrity, to discern justly, and the confidence and courage to act in truth. Heal our city from our divisions. Restore trust where it has been broken, and let it begin not with someone else, but begin in the hearts of those who are present in this place today. Bless and protect our protectors. Bless and protect those who serve in all the many places where workers keep this city running and functioning, without whom we would dissolve into chaos. Protect their families and return us to civility, respect, and honor, integrity as our highest motivation. Bless this city and all who visit, live, and work within it. Let it shine bright with the hope and power of something and someone greater than ourselves. For we pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chaplain Fesmeyer. We'll now call to order the formal meeting. Will the clerk call the roll?
Councilwoman Ansari. Here. Councilman DeCiccio. Councilmember Garcia.
Here.
Councilwoman Guardado. Here. Councilwoman O'Brien.
Here.
Councilwoman Stark.
Here.
Councilman Waring.
Here.
Vice Mayor Pastor. Mayor Gallego.
Here. Mario Barajas is with us to provide interpretation. Mario, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Hello, my name is Mario Barajas, and together with my colleague Carmen Cota, we will both be serving as Spanish interpreters for today's City Council formal meeting. I'll now take a moment to introduce ourselves to our Spanish-speaking audience. Hola, buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a la reunión formal del Consejo Municipal. Mi nombre es Mario Barajas y junto con mi colega Carmen Cota estaremos sirviéndoles hoy como intérpretes a los de habla hispana. Deseamos pedirles de antemano, si es que van a dar un comentario público, por favor, hable despacio, con claridad y evite tener distracciones de fondo. Finalmente, y vamos a enfatizar esto, si es que especialmente para los que están presentes en la sala, hoy día, se les pide de que pausen después de cada una o dos oraciones para que podamos interpretarle lo que estén diciendo de la mejor manera posible. Gracias. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mario. Would the city clerk please read the 24-hour paragraph?
The titles of the following ordinance and resolution numbers on the agenda were available to the public at least 24 hours prior to this council meeting and therefore may be read by title or agenda item only. Ordinances number G 7029 through 7041, S 49036 through 49079, and resolutions 22070 through 22073.
Thank you. Public comments is an important part of the city council meeting, and I'll turn to the city attorney to explain the role.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the public may speak for up to 2 minutes to comment on agenda items to be discussed. Comments must be related to the agenda item and the action being considered by the council. General comments that go beyond the scope of the agenda must be made in the citizen comment session at the end of the agenda. The City Council and staff cannot discuss or comment on matters related to pending investigation, claims, or litigation. The City Code requires speakers to present their comments in a respectful and courteous manner. Profane language, threats, or personal attacks on members of the public, council members, or staff are not allowed. A person who violates these rules will lose the opportunity to continue to speak.
Thank you. Councilmember Garcia, do you have a motion on item 1?
Motion to approve meeting minutes for the formal meeting on September 16th, 2020.
Second.
Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Passes unanimously. Vice Mayor, do we have a motion on item 2?
Motion to approve mayor and city council boards and commissions nominations as revised.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you to those who are serving our community. We would ask you to come forward and be sworn in. Please raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations to our newest boards and commission members. Thank you for your service. Thank you to those who serve our community. And now we have a very exciting item, item number 3, the appointment of municipal court judges. Vice Mayor, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve appointments of, Motion to approve appointments of Phoenix Municipal Court judges.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Would ask Alexander Benezra and Heidi Gilbert to please stand. We are so thankful for your service today. We have 2 individuals who care deeply about equality, about serving our entire community, and we are glad to have you stepping forward. Vice Mayor.
I do want to congratulate the both of you because I've worked closely with the both of you. So it's great to see this accomplishment and achievement. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I've gotten a chance to work with both of you as well, and this is an exciting day for our city. Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Garcia. Guardado. Guardado. O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes. Double yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Congratulations. We will have a separate event for the swearing in, but are very excited to have you serving. The municipal courts are really a credit to our city, and our judges have done so many great programs for our community, and we know you will take us even to the next level. So congratulations. We next move to liquor licenses. The City of Phoenix performs an advisory role for the state of Arizona. Vice Mayor, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve items 4 through 23.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay? Passes unanimously. We move now to ordinances, resolutions, new business planning, and zoning. City Clerk, are we ready for that portion?
Yes, Mayor.
Vice Mayor, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve items 23 through 96, except the following. Items 26, 27, 37, 52, 67, 68, 77, 81, 90 through 94, 95, 96. Noting that item 75 is as corrected, item 88 is as corrected and withdrawn, item 89 is continued to December 7th, 2022, item 96 is an add-on, and excluding these items for virtual public comment, items 51, 95, 96. And can the clerk confirm if there are any other items that should be excluded for in-person public comment?
Vice Mayor, there are no other items to exclude at this time. I did want to confirm that the initial motion was 24 through 96. I thought I heard 23.
It is.
Thank you very
24
much.
through 96.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second from Councilwoman Stark. Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari?
Yes.
DeCiccio? Garcia?
Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
Thank you. O'Brien?
Yes.
Stark?
Yes.
Waring?
Yes.
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
We next move to item 26, various vendors for social media and digital services. Vice Mayor.
I move to approve item 26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari?
Yes.
DeCiccio? Garcia?
Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
O'Brien? Stark?
Yes.
Waring?
Yes.
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
We next move to item 27, place economics. Vice Mayor.
Move item 27.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is an exciting item that continues our work to preserve historic buildings in the city of Phoenix. Vice Mayor.
Yes, I just wanted to give some comments. The Place Economics Preservation Phoenix-style Phase 2 study would be building on the research that has happened in the Phase 1 study and analyzes historic preservation tools and incentives used at the city level across the country. The significant emphasis would be placed on work with local focus groups from a variety of backgrounds. These groups would participate in 2 phases of the study to help formulate a tentative set of ideas and subsequently assist with the finalization of the plan of recommendations. The results would be a report with the historic preservation's policy and incentive recommendations specific to Phoenix. This is a payment authorization.
Roll call.
Ansari?
Yes.
DeCiccio? Garcia?
Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Stark?
Yes.
Waring?
Yes.
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Item 37 is sports uniforms and promotional items. Vice Mayor.
I move item 37.
Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari?
Yes.
DeCiccio? Garcia?
Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Stark?
Yes.
Waring?
No.
I apologize, Councilman Waring.
I think he's.
Sorry. No.
Thank you.
Hear me?
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 7-2.
Next, we go to a beloved Phoenix location, Japanese Friendship Garden, for a pump and filter related vote. Vice Mayor.
I move item 51.
Second.
52. No,
51.
51.
51.
No, it's 51. Sorry. I think I'm reading right.
Yeah, no, it's 51. We have a motion and a second on 51. We do have a member of the public to provide testimony. Mark Rodriguez, the floor is yours.
Hello, Mayor Kate Gallego and members of the Phoenix City Council. It's good to hear from you again. It's because I like to go to that Japanese Friendship Garden. Even though it has a nice environment and a nice water material, that I like this Japanese culture that I'm a fan of. And also, Mayor Gallego, Vice Mayor Pastor, I hope you got your birthday card, because I hope you got it, because I call your both office, because it's kind of nice to you to have talking to you. And I'm talking about the Japanese Friendship Garden, about this lovely environment. Even though I love the Japanese culture, big fan of Japan. And I want to give you guys, all you guys, a shout out, except Sal DeCiccio. Not a fan of you, dude. It's because I'm not a fan of you, Sal DeCiccio, but Mayor Kate Gallego, I'm still a fan of you. You have a wonderful day. Hasta la vista, baby. Sign out.
We'd encourage everyone to keep the comments on the topic, but thank you for your testimony. Any additional comments? Roll call.
Ansari?
Yes.
DeCiccio?
No. No on that one.
Garcia?
Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Stark?
Yes.
Waring?
Yes.
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 8-1.
Next is item 52, authorization to sell city-owned property located at 4815 South 67th Avenue to the Arizona Department of Transportation for State Route 30. Do we have a motion?
I move item 52.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. A lot of work went into this one. I will turn to Councilwoman Ansari.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I get to brief comments, I just have one quick question. I don't know if that's for Alan. Thank you. So I'll just begin the preface. So obviously we are living in very uncertain political and fiscal landscape, especially with the governor's veto of the Prop 400 extension. There's a possibility that SR 30 may never come to be. I just wanted to clarify whether we can add language to the purchase agreement to ensure that should ADOT no longer need the parcel, the city could buy the parcel back at the same price that it is being purchased for.
Councilwoman, I'm sorry, yes, we can add language to the purchase agreement.
Okay.
There's a statute that also requires ADOT to allow us to repurchase the property.
Okay, excellent. So just as a reminder, when we voted on the rezoning of this plot of land a month ago, I kindly requested that we investigate whether we could specify exactly what we would like the outcome of those funds to be. More specifically, that we spend these funds on parks projects in the surrounding area, given the countless hours that the community there spent on visioning projects for this parcel. I'm pleased that I know that we can do just that, so I just wanted to thank Cynthia, Alan, Inger for working closely with my office on this. Very much look forward to working with you and community stakeholders to make sure the funds go to good use for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you for your work on this issue. SR 30 would be funded by Proposition 400 extension, which we thought would be going to the ballot soon, but again, with the governor's veto, there is a great deal of uncertainty around that and so many other. So appreciate everyone who is working to make sure that we can fund transportation. There are many consequences, some of which I assume were unintended in this, but we have a lot of work ahead of us. Would like to join Councilwoman Ansari in thanking several city departments who work to make sure that should SR 30 go forward, this property is developed in a way that is consistent with the significant input our residents provided through our planning process, charrettes, and other conversations. And we are still doing a lot of work to make sure Reimagined goes forward and that any infrastructure developments in the area are consistent with that regional priority as well. Any additional comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado. I apologize. Guardado.
Yes.
Thank you. O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Items 67 and 68 are both related to light rail construction and services in support of that, so we will take them together. Vice Mayor, do you have a motion on 67 and 68?
I move items 67 and 68.
Second.
Comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
No.
Pastor,
Woohoo, yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-2.
The good news continues with item 77. I will turn to Councilwoman Ansari to introduce and make a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. This section of 38th Avenue is being named Sandomir Way in honor of Lisa Sandomir. She was principal of the MC Cash School, which sits on this segment of road in the Levine Elementary School District. After 16 incredible years leading her school, she was tragically killed in a car accident last October. She was remembered by her students, staff, and colleagues as an amazing steward of her school and community, and received Arizona's highest honor for principals with the Riddell Exemplary Principal Award, and MC Cash was actually named an A+ School of Excellence under her leadership. I have spoken with the superintendent of the Levine School District about her, and he especially noted that she had such incredible foresight that in mentoring those who are working under her, and MC Cash continues to thrive thanks to the work that she did. She's dearly, dearly, dearly missed by the community. May her memory be a blessing and a reminder of how much work we still have to do to ensure that we reach our goal of 0 fatalities on our roads. I'm glad we're honoring her with this street name, but we must also honor her with our actions by making our streets and our city safer. Thank you, and with that, I motion to approve item 77.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Come on, Waring.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Item 81 is related to the northeast corner of Central Avenue and Osborne. I will turn to the Vice Mayor.
Well, I will make a motion and then I'll make my comments afterwards. So move item 81.
Second, and can I just get a clarification? Do we need to adopt the resolution, or are we just okay with the way?
Why don't we welcome our Deputy City Manager, Ellen Stevenson.
The ordinance, sorry, it's an ordinance.
Do you want me to add that? Per the ordinance.
Yeah, per the ordinance.
per the ordinance. It wasn't in my motion.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve with the adoption of the ordinance.
Oh, and the adopt the related ordinance. There, I got it.
Correct.
There you go.
Sorry. So, Mayor, can I go?
Please
okay,
go ahead,
Vice
Mayor.
I would like to thank the development team from Iron Line Partners, Tim O'Neill, John Graham, and Mike Geddes, for their agreement to diligently pursue a conservation easement for 10 years on an existing 18-story punch card building, and the 2 circular rotunda buildings along Central Avenue. This team is making a multi-million-dollar investment in this property, and rehabilitated buildings will continue to be mid-century marvels well into the future with their stewardship. So I really want to give my gratitude to them for preserving these buildings and putting the easement on the buildings to be able to preserve it for another 10 years. These are great buildings to go look at architecturally. We don't have a lot of architecture in our city, and this is one way of preserving some of our history. So I wanted to thank them.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We have a large number of individuals here who have registered in support of the project to speak if necessary. Phil Fosen, John Glenn, Tim O'Neill, Mark Sanford, James William, Nick Wood. We'll take your lead on whether we need any testimony.
If they're all in support, let's just keep the
All
meeting
right.
moving.
Thank you all for registering and joining us in support. Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes
9-0.
9-0.
Congratulations. Thank you to the many people involved. Item 90 and 91 are both related to the southeast corner of 107th Avenue and Buckeye Road, so we will hear them together. We will welcome our Deputy City Manager to introduce the items.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. At the council's pleasure, we do have a PowerPoint, but because these items don't have substantial opposition to them, we could go forward with Mr. Bednarik just reading the background information on the projects and then separate actions if the council's okay with that.
Councilman Ansari, I believe this is in your district. Are we okay with going to the public hearing?
Yes.
We'll open the public hearing. I do not have, I think, anyone registered. So I will close the public hearing and turn to Councilwoman Ansari.
Motion to approve item 90.
Mayor,
We'll second
Councilwoman
with the
Ansari.
adopted related resolution.
Correct.
Motion to approve item 90 per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related resolution.
Second.
Comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor, Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
91.
I think we're can move forward. I don't know if you need to open the public hearing. Okay.
Nope, the public hearing, we have conducted one for both.
Perfect. Motion to approve item 91 per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related ordinance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Garcia,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
9-0.
Passes 9-0.
All right. Next, we go to 92 and 93, which are in District 1 near the southwest corner of 19th Avenue and Rose Garden Lane. We will have one public hearing for them both. I will turn to Councilman O'Brien. Do we need a staff report?
Have any opposition to this?
All
Mayor,
right.
Councilman O'Brien, we do not have any opposition on this one.
We'll open the public hearing. Ben Tate is here in support and on behalf of the applicant. Ben has indicated that if council members have questions, he's available. Close the public hearing and turn to Councilwoman O'Brien, first for a motion on 92.
I move to approve item 92 per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Garcia.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
93, Councilwoman O'Brien.
I move to approve item 93 per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related ordinance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Garcia.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Item 94 is in Council District 6 concerning Chandler Boulevard, approximately between 19th Avenue and 27th Avenue. Councilman DeCiccio, do we need a staff report? All right, then I will open the public hearing. We will close, we do have an applicant representative. Councilman, anyone have any questions for the applicant? Close the public hearing. Councilman DeCiccio.
Thank you, Mayor. So I want to thank everybody, especially the staff that worked on this. You did an amazing job. I don't know how many meetings we've had on it. It involved quite a bit of public input. It's been going on for probably 2 years now. And a lot of it has to deal with the width and the structure of Chandler Boulevard on the southern end of my district. And I think that the staff did an amazing job at keeping it to where the public has wanted it to stay there. But then as you go further west, it narrows because there's a lot less traffic there. There was a lot of concern regarding the emergency vehicles being able to come by, to be able to get by there if there was ever an accident. And I just think we put together a really good compromise here. I want to thank the neighborhood. I want to thank the Village Planning Committee members that were involved in it, in particular staff, and I also want to thank Blandford Homes for the work that they did on this. Everybody kind of came together at the end. It was very contentious, but all the work that everybody put into it, I just appreciate it. And so I'm motion to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Councilman, Mayor, if I may, motion to approve per the Planning Commission recommendation and adoption of the related resolution. The Planning Commission took action to leave Chandler the way it was.
No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You've never been told that. But no, that language, it was part of the motion. How's that?
Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio.
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
The rezoning items on today's formal agenda enable construction of 2,187 units of residential housing, primarily multifamily. So we have been busy today. We next move to item 95, consideration of citizen petition related to the Phoenix Police Department. We will begin by hearing the petitioner, Mr. Baker.
Something I'd like to submit to the council in my presentation. I hope I have enough. I think that's enough. I hope it is. Okay. Thank you, Mayor, Council, for this opportunity to continue to share. As we've discussed this matter a couple of times, this is dealing with a bias hate crime against me. I'm asking the council to support the petition. I did get a copy of the memorandum that was submitted or maybe submitted here by the city manager. That message that I just gave you all is what got the investigation started. That is an email that I sent to Assistant Chief Connolly on the night that I made the call. I did not get an officer sent to my home until Assistant Chief Connolly got involved and directed through another commander that an officer be directed to my home. The report will state that the officer came out on the morning of the incident. There's statements made in that memorandum that are not true. It talks about emails that I sent to this private investigator. I'm here today to say I didn't lie to the police. I gave them the truth based on the threat that was made. He made the lies. He said he didn't know me. I have his business card. He said he never talked to anyone. The text messages that he sent to me verifies that he got the ball rolling, talked to people. And therefore, I'm being made to feel like I'm at fault when all I'm asking the police department to do is find out why did he lie to them. If he has nothing to hide, if he has nothing to cover up, he should have been forthright with them. But he told Detective Collins that he's never met me, that he's never spoke with anyone, but the proof is in the pudding. I'm asking you all to support the petition and ask for an investigation. Thank you.
Thank you. We will next go to virtual testimony. Joanne Scott Wood.
Mayor and Council, good afternoon. A death threat. The initial one was in Avondale. The FBI was called in. The graffiti on his garage door read, "You dead nigger." There were no leads. The FBI failed. The second was 10 years later. The Phoenix Bias Crime Unit was called in. The note on his truck read, "You dead nigger." There were no leads. The Phoenix police failed. The only possible link was a contractual message from a private investigator, David Carlson, saying, "You are looking at a minimum of $5,000. He was offering to, quote, fight against the judicial system, law enforcement, the penal system, the media, and others, unquote. He wrote, quote, "It is going to be a rough ride," unquote. Then he denied knowing Mr. Baker per Detective Collins. He told Detective Collins that due to a conflict of interest, he declined to work as a private investigator for Mr. Baker. The case is currently considered an ongoing investigation in appended status, awaiting processing of the note by the Phoenix Police Crime Lab. Is Mr. Carlson's business card, which he gave to Mr. Baker, also being properly assessed? Please vote to direct the city manager's office to research Mr. Baker's request further. 2 death threats, worded the same, are worthy of police attention. Thank you.
Thank you for that testimony. All right, should we move to 96 then?
No, I wanted to make a motion for direct the city manager to look into the citizens' petition. I'm not really sure how to do this, Chris.
Mayor, members of the council, I'll have Chris Meyer respond to that, but my understanding is that it would require a motion and then a second and then a vote to proceed forward with that action.
Yes, Mayor, members of the council, that's correct. There's a citizen petition before you to take action, to have direct staff to do something. You need a motion and a second vote to do that.
I'll second it. I actually would like to meet with the police department to better understand the sequence of events, and I'd be happy to talk to Mr. Baker as well.
So I made the motion to direct the city manager and staff to continue the citizens petition or to investigate. Does that work?
We have a motion from the Vice Mayor and a second from Councilwoman Stark. Councilmember Garcia.
Jeff, so what is it that we're voting on? That you're going to open an investigation or that you're going to go into a citizen petition? I just want to be clear on what we're voting on.
Well, I mean, Councilman Garcia, Mayor, members of the council, my understanding is that this has been evaluated multiple times before, I believe, so I don't think there's a need to open a new investigation. I think I would defer to Lori and PD as to what they would do next.
Mayor, members of the council, if it would be helpful, Assistant Chief Vasquez can summarize what has been done to date, and then the council can let us know if there is additional work you would like us to do.
Mayor?
Councilmember, wait, I'm sorry, did that, okay, yeah, I think we're not, I think we'll let Councilmember Garcia still has the floor.
So yeah, we can hear what's been done to date and what this would actually do. So would you go back and reopen? What other steps would you do? I just don't want to give them the false sense of that we're actually doing something that we may not be doing. So I want to be clear on what it is the action is going to do.
Thank you, Councilman Garcia, Mayor, rest of the council. To date, I believe based off of Mr. Baker's testimony, the dispute isn't on the investigation from the detectives moving forward with the threats. It's focused more so on the private investigator who didn't corroborate some of the information. We have gone through lengthy steps. I believe the detective did more than his due diligence to go out, follow up, try to canvass the area, getting video evidence, trying to track down leads off of it. It is true that we did interview the private investigator who did not give us any information. There appeared to be a request for funds from the investigator to help Mr. Baker moving forward. It looks like that is something that he withdrew off the table. But as far as the steps that we had taken, we still have the investigation in a pending state, waiting for lab analysis. I don't know moving forward any additional steps that we can do. It's tough to say that we're going to compel a witness to talk to us and change their story. So that's normally not how we do business with it. We could try to re-interview the person, but the request to file charges and doing other things to the private investigator, I don't believe that benefits the city or the department.
So just to be clear, the vote today means what? I don't know who can answer that.
So,
and I think Councilmember Garcia has the floor for now.
it's just I was going to clarify what I was asking for.
Are you comfortable with Vice Mayor? All right, Vice Mayor.
So we have a citizen's petition, a request for action, and there are 3 questions that are on here. So I am asking for them to do what is being requested in the citizen's petition.
And Mayor, Vice Mayor, similar questions were asked by Mr. Baker in a previous meeting, although it was not an official citizen petition, and that's why we responded with the memo dated September 20th, 2022, which summarizes all of the efforts to date and answers his questions. Unfortunately, we did not get the response that he is expecting from the private investigator, as Assistant Chief Vasquez alluded to, and so we're in a bit of a predicament as to what additional steps we can take other than re-interviewing the private investigator and asking him the same questions that have already been asked.
So Councilmember Garcia, are we okay to go to the next person, or you want to keep the floor?
One more question,
Right.
and this would be, and I don't know if we could call Mr. Baker up, but I would ask him after hearing that, is that what you expected, or is that sufficient?
So we'll ask Mr. Baker to come forward to the microphone.
Excuse me. Can you just repeat the question one more time?
From what you heard of what the police department would do in response to your petition, is that what you were expecting?
No. Excuse me. What I am expecting is if I would have lied to the police concerning an investigation of this nature, and it could be verified, believe you me, they would come back to me and want to know why did I lie to the police department. That is what I'm asking for from the police department in light of Detective Collins' relationship or communication with the private investigator. It seemed to me that he was permitted to say whatever he wanted to say. Had Detective Collins got back to me and said, hey, he's denying ever meeting you, I could have shown him the same business card that I provided you all and asked him, well, how would I have gotten this business card? And showed him the text messages, which are still on my phone, where he sent the messages to me talking about pursuing the penal system and police and all this stuff. He's the one sent that to me. So the story has been spent to make it look like I'm confused or I don't know what I'm doing, when in fact it's him. So basically, those questions should be asked of the PI. First of all, he denied knowing me. How would I have his business card? Second of all, he denied talking to anybody, but in the text messages, he says that he talked with people and researched the case. So those are, to me, valid questions. And if he lies again, then he's only doing what I guess it is he does. Our relationship started out fine until whomever he spoke with. I hope that answers your question. I do want to just note, I'm sorry, Mel, the owner of the restaurant is here, Rebecca, and she had signed up to speak, but I don't know if it got to you or not. So she would like to speak. Thank you. Does that answer your question?
It does. I don't know if you want to respond to that. Yeah. It's just that.
Thank you, Councilman Garcia, Mayor, and the rest of the council. Just to be clear off of this, in our interview with Detective Collins, with the private investigator, who's David Carlson, he did not deny having contact during it. It reflects that in the report and the supplement that the detective did. He actually just said that he no longer wished to work with Mr. Baker, but he never denied knowing him or that he had had conversations with him about the request. Mr. Baker's request on what he was saying with him is correct. The detective did document that in the report. That was covered, but he didn't have any additional information, is what I was trying to reiterate to us. He had nothing to further our investigation. So that's the important thing for me moving forward is what can the private investigator do to further the investigation, and recontacting him, I don't know that that really does anything else.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarity.
And Councilman DeCiccio, would you mind if we pause for Rebecca Golden to testify? All right, so Rebecca Golden, if you could please come forward and provide testimony.
Hello, I'm here in support of Mr. Baker. I think it's really important for everyone to understand that, you know, as a business owner, a citizen, we need to make sure our employees feel safe where they are, and that when something does happen on our property, that the response is immediate. This is pretty severe. This is a pretty big threat that happened, and for Mr. Baker to not have any response from the police department it's unacceptable. I don't know if that was investigated or looked into, but I think that's a really important thing that the council needs to be asking. Why why no one showed up, why hasn't the letter, a year ago the letter was put on the car, why hasn't it been gone through whatever inspection you need to go through and make sure there's not fingerprints or whatever. So I think that could be pursued further. And it's just overall, public safety is really being questioned right now. And this is a really good opportunity for the police department to show that they're there for people, citizens that pay taxes. So I know, I'm not trying to do that to be funny, but I think this is really important. And this is really scary for us too. This isn't the first time things have happened on our property that haven't been investigated and pursued further. So I'm not sure if it's something that's going on in our district. I feel like Councilwoman Stark does a great job, but we really need to be paying attention to these types of things and taking action, especially in our area in Phoenix. It's really being run by drugs and homelessness and these things. So anyways, I hope that you guys make a decision to pursue it further and to do what you need to do to make sure Mr. Baker feels safe and that we all feel safe. All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll now turn to Councilman DeCiccio.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to just ask, please, I never have a problem taking a second look at anything, but if you could, because we have a large audience here that's not that familiar with this case that we've heard for a while, could you just briefly describe the case and the issue that Mr. Baker is having?
Councilman DeCiccio, Mayor, and the rest of the council, I actually have some lengthy documentation on the steps that were taken on this, and I'll try to condense it as much as I can.
Just describe the overall case without the documentation or anything else.
So let me start by saying this. It is unfortunate that some of these cases don't have the immediate follow-up that we can take immediate steps. So I do understand the frustration with it. There was, and Mr. Baker is correct, the night of the incident, it started things off in a bad direction because the call was put in a wrong location. He waited 2 hours before we got out to the scene, had to contact him the next day at his residence when he called back into us. So we started off the incident where it wasn't an immediate response. So that might have just compounded things because of that. But an officer went out and took the initial report, was provided the information. It took a few days, and our detective, Detective Collins, got the investigation. One of the key pieces that they were talking about is the actual note itself. The same day that the detective got the case, reviewed it, went into impound, took out the note, submitted it for analysis for fingerprints and DNA, and that's sitting with our lab right now. So I hate to say it, but we are backlogged at the lab. It is going to take some time for us to process that information and try and see if we get back any leads on it.
And the note was a threat, basically, correct?
That's correct. It does meet the standards for a biased crime, and that is documented in the reports.
And there was no actual physical altercation or anything else like that, was it? It was basically based off of a note, correct?
It was a note left on the call on his vehicle. That's correct. His truck.
So that does, I'm not trying to minimize it at all. But the fact of the matter is, it was a note left on someone's truck that was based on a threat. I don't remember what all the stuff was in the note, and the police department's already taking a look at this. They've already got the letter in, or the note, and it's being analyzed right now in the lab to see if that threat was real. So this is still ongoing. So it is an ongoing situation. I don't mind continuing this thing for a little bit just to hear back what the note has to say and then what police have to do after that. But at the end of the day, I just want to make this really clear what's happening within our city right now. This was a note of a threat, but we have enough violence occurring in our city right now. We just don't have the police detectives. We don't have the police manpower. We are down over almost 1,200 police officers in the city of Phoenix right now. And it's because of the threats, the attacks, the personal attacks on the police department. You've heard me say this for so long. So this is an overriding issue. It's not just this one individual that is a potential victim. We don't know. We will find out real soon. That we know that there was a note there was a threat there, but we don't know who the individual was. He says it was that one in person, but we're going to find out through the lab if that does occur. So we have a lot of things that are happening in our city right now, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's only going to get worse. These constant attacks on our police department are only going to cause, I see some guy shaking his head, he's an idiot. I'm done with these people, these BLM types. So what you end up having here in this city of Phoenix right now is we have a major problem, major issue happening in our city. And what infuriates me more is that we have these high expectations over a note, a threat, and when we have people that have been murdered in our city, they've been attacked in our city, they have been victimized in our city, and it's a bigger thing that's happening. So I'm all in favor of checking out to find out what happened there, because you're already doing a good job on this, and find out what it is, and then get back with us as to what the result of that is, and then what the actions are going to be afterwards if it turns out that that was verifiable. That's all I've got to say, Mayor. It's more of a statement, but I'm just really, it's very frustrating to see what's happening to our police department get decimated right now.
Vice Mayor, did you have additional?
I have a question. There's obviously an ongoing investigation. Chris, my question is, if we, the citizens petition is in front of us right now, there's an ongoing investigation. Is there a possibility if we move this forward, we would have to wait till the ongoing investigation is finished, so then we can then move the citizens petition forward? Or is it best to finish the ongoing investigation and then Mr. Baker bring back the citizens petition?
Mayor, Vice Mayor Pastor, it's hard to say exactly, not knowing what's going to come out of the investigation and what's going to happen, but certainly the council could continue this for a period of time for it to be looked in and then response back to you. Or just, that's probably continuing it to get a response back if that's the way the council wants, and then when you hear back is probably the best course of action at the moment.
So we could continue it, or we could withdraw the motion and let the system work forward, and then council members could bring it back when they felt if they needed to.
You could continue it without withdrawing the motion. The continuance would take precedence over the withdrawal at this point. It's a subsequent.
But a continuance would need a date certain?
Yes, a
and since we
continuance
don't
would need a date certain, so we don't know.
That makes me nervous because we don't know what date certain to pick.
So let me ask you this, because I'm hearing what you're saying. If I continue it, say, to 6 months, and the investigation is not completed, then on that day I can continue it again for another 6 months.
Yeah, Mayor, Vice Mayor Pastor, the council can continue an item, and this item in particular indefinitely. Some things you can't. This item could be continued indefinitely. You could also continue it, but ask staff if they have a result to bring it back sooner, if it was ready sooner.
And I think my preference would be just to withdraw the motion, and when we can stay on top of it, perhaps it will work out without a vote of this body.
I'll make a motion to do that, Mayor. To withdraw it.
So I don't know, can he make a motion to withdraw? I don't think you can make a motion to withdraw a motion.
I will withdraw the motion. Okay. I will withdraw the motion as long as my colleagues understand that I will wait till the investigation is completed, and then Mr. Baker could resubmit his citizens petition. Okay, I just want it on the record.
Okay, so we do not, thank you. Okay.
And I will second, but I still want to be briefed. Lovecraft is a great restaurant in my district. I've been there several times, and I feel like when we got this petition, I probably should have been briefed, so please. And I realize the chief was leaving, so there might have just been a little confusion, but I need to know what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you. And so we don't need a vote. and I guess just to address one of the comments made, we are also hiring for the Community Assistance Program, which includes social workers, clinicians, and others to help address mental health needs and connect people with services, so that if anyone knows anyone, helping us find people for that position would be wonderful. And it looks like the city attorney has an additional comment.
Mayor, I'd just like to make one clarification generally for the public. We do have a guideline that you can't submit the same petition for a year. However, this is at the request of the council that it be brought back again. So that would trump the standard rule that you couldn't bring back the same petition in a year.
That's why I was asking. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Mayor.
Councilwoman O'Brien.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Chris, could you repeat that?
Yes, Mayor, Councilman O'Brien, one of the qualifications or guidelines that we look at with citizen petitions is it can't be the same petition that had already been submitted in a year, so that we'd had instances in the past where the same petition was brought up meeting after meeting. So that is one of the guidelines that council has set as far as petitions. So normally, as the vice mayor asked, someone would not be able to bring back a petition again in 6 months. But because this is at the direction of the council that they want that done, and it's part of the process and the way we're responding to the petition, we would not apply that requirement to this petition.
Okay, thank you for that additional clarification.
Okay, thank you. So the department will continue their investigation on this item, and many council members are going to stay updated on this. We next go to item 96, which is the Phoenix Park Ranger Program. Councilwoman O'Brien.
I move to continue item 96 to the November 2nd formal council agenda to allow staff the opportunity to present a holistic pilot program ensuring security and safety in our park, and that staff work with each council office during this continuance to ensure all voices are heard to create a well thought out plan.
We have a motion for a continuance and a second. Any comments on the continuance?
Just a couple things, Mayor.
Councilman DeCiccio, followed by the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank Ann O'Brien for all the work she's put into this thing. It's been an incredible amount of work. It's about keeping our parks safe. And, we've got issues in our parks right now throughout the city of Phoenix. And it was just a step that we're going to be looking at and taking a better, stronger look at this. And I appreciate the leadership that you put into this thing, Ann. It could not have been done without you. I feel very comfortable we're going to be getting this thing through the city of Phoenix. And all the hard work you put into this, you and your staff, and the rest of the staff, Lori and the others, and the rest of the departments that have worked on this thing. Thank you for all the work that you've done on it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor.
Yes, and I don't know if it would be added to the motion, or can I have staff, or I guess I can't have staff because we're doing a continuance, but I want to see different models. I want to see data on the models that are working, that are happening in downtown. I want to see exactly what the thought process of this is. There are a number of questions that I have for staff since I didn't get briefed on this, and affects affects some of my parks. And I also want to have citizen engagement in this. So I don't know where that goes or where that, so.
Thank you. Would anyone like to vote? Was that Councilwoman? Okay, just again, would anyone like a roll call vote? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Okay, so by 8-1.
No, I said nay.
8-1, 8-2? All right, well, let's just do a roll call.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
DeCiccio?
Yes.
Garcia?
This is to continue, right? Yes.
Guardado?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Stark?
No.
Waring?
No.
Pastor?
Yes.
Gallego?
Yes.
Passes 7-2.
Thank you. We next move to public comment. Will the city attorney please explain the role of public comment in council meetings? Please explain the role of citizen comments in council meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. During citizen comment, members of the public may address the City Council for up to 3 minutes on issues of interest or concern to them. The citizen comment session is limited to 30 minutes. The Arizona Open Meeting Law permits the City Council to listen to the comments, but prohibits council members from discussing or acting on the matters presented.
Thank you. Next we go, let's see. Okay, so CitiCon will begin in chambers with Dr. Sylvia Herrera, followed by Priscilla Salazar.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council members. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous ancestors that have guided us here today on this path for justice. Not only today, but for more than 500 years of displacement of our communities. That's why we're here today again to talk about the displacement of residents in the mobile home parks. The continued relocation of our communities from mobile home parks is something that is unacceptable. We have families here today present to testify about what's going on. The bulldozers are coming, the rezoning is happening, the demolition permits are coming through the city. We need to address this problem. We came before you and proposed that we look at other cities and other states that are having similar problems and how they're addressing them. Well, it's come to our attention that Apache Junction has looked at the situation, the problem, and is starting to address it and provide solutions to the situation. So we're here before you to again ask that we move swiftly together to address the problem. And right now, unfortunately, the city is not providing solutions to the problem, but we need to move forward with this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Priscilla is next, followed by Giovanni Yanez.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm here to present a formal petition on behalf of Weldon Court. This is a formal petition from the residents of 1631 East Weldon Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona, 85016, District 4. This is a starting point of a petition regarding our mobile homes. Most of us have been residing at Weldon Court for many years, some of us up to 30 years. We watched our children as well as their children grow. We built a community and a family within Weldon Court. This letter will explain in a short, brief paragraph why this petition. We have neighbors who are elderly, some with mental health disabilities, families on fixed incomes, single parents with children, and families who work hard, and some unfortunately not financially able to move. With these residents that are not able to help themselves, we need resources and assistance to be able to help everyone resolve our each and individual needs. We unite in action to speak out from being forced out of our homes. We as a low-income community feel it's not justice nor fair to be told to leave our homes, nor be evicted from our community for less than what is legally right and up to date. The acts and laws that they are going by are outdated, and we would like the laws and acts to be updated, and justice be made for everyone in our community's crisis, as well as all the residents that it can affect in the future. So therefore, we are asking that we be helped in the correct, humane manner, that we be helped as in having a place to afford, be safe, and call home, not be forced out of our homes with nowhere to go or with no money to move with. We also want our children to be able to stay where we are if there is any way for us to stay as a united community in Weldon Court. We would prefer to stay in our homes where we reside at 1631 East Weldon Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona, 85016. Thank you, Laura, and thank you, City Council, for your hearing and accepting our petition from the residents of Weldon Court. That's my petition, but I also would like to say a couple things. We don't want to be displaced. We don't want to live in Tent City with the people that we passed by when we were marching down here from the City Council this morning. It was kind of a slap in the face to actually walk by them people. So I just ask that we do be heard and something do happen to help our community. Thank you.
Mayor?
Councilman DeCiccio?
Just more towards staff. I know we're not
Yeah.
legally allowed to respond to them, but they have, this is strong, they have some strong valid arguments here. I'd like to take this up in executive session to see if that's possible. I'd like to know what the rules are on something like this. I have an idea, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. And
possible.
City Manager?
Mayor, members of the council, if I may, in regards to the folks at Weldon Court, as well as Fillmore Gardens and a couple of the other places that we've been talking about, I sent each of you a letter about 2 weeks ago that I was forming an internal task force to evaluate the situation. That task force has staff from law, from the finance real estate department, from human services, CED, and a few others, to name a few. The goal was to, within 30 days at the end of this month, to come back to you with options that would be able to assist these families, as well as present you with the limitations as to what we can and can't do regarding Prop 207. So that's already in flight.
So the reason I'm asking for
And we should just try to comment that this is, I think what we can do here is put things on an agenda. So if we could frame our comments, this is going to be put on an agenda, maybe e-session and public, but the city manager has already put it for public. And then Councilman DeCiccio has asked for executive session, so.
Only because I think we can be a lot more direct in there. I mean, I think people would be surprised that I'd be supportive of what we can do, so I'd like to see what we can do there. That's why I'd like to go to executive session first. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And I guess to also be correct, there are several other members of this body who have already asked this to be put on an agenda, so many elected officials taken this very seriously. We'll turn to one of them.
Can you look or get a look at our counterpart at Apache Junction?
Sure.
And again, we are putting on an agenda looking at our counterpart, because what we can do in this session is put things on the agenda. All right. Anyone else want to put something on agenda? Great. I'm trying to be consistent as we run these meetings. Let's see. So Giovanni is next, followed by Maria Barbosa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Giovanni Yanez. 10 years. My address is 2728 West Coulter Street, Phoenix, Arizona, 85017. I came here to tell you about how GCU is trying to kick my family out, our home, living in the streets with no options. I hope you can help me to get more time to find a home for my 5 brothers and my mother. I'm asking you, honorable people, to give me the right to be a normal kid. I want to believe that good things can happen. That I don't have to worry where I'm going to sleep. I want to believe that I can go to university. I believe in and you guys. My future and others are in your hands. God bless. Thank you.
Next is Maria, followed by Enoch Bukuru.
Sí, yo no sé inglés. Okay. Dígalo, pero denme chance de hablar. Okay. Hola, mi nombre es María Barbosa y vengo a interpretar de la 18 Avenida y la Bacay, ahí en las casitas. Estamos...
Hello, my name is Maria Barbosa and I'm here to speak in the area where I live on 18 Avenue and Bacay.
Estamos pidiendo que quiten esas leyes porque nos tratan peor que un animal y estamos todos traumados y con depresión. Los niños ya se sienten muy mal también.
We want you to change those laws because we're all being affected. We are depressed, the children are traumatized, and all are being affected by them.
Y nos quieren sacar nada más con 1,800 y con 1,800 no podemos hacer nada.
They want to have us removed and only give us 1,800, and with 1,800, there's not much we can do.
Y menos si nada más trabaja el marido y no tenemos a quien más nos apoye.
Especially if only our husbands work and we have no one else to support us.
Y pues ahorita hay muchos enfermos ahí que no pueden caminar y andan en sillas de ruedas y pues tenemos miedo de terminar en la calle igual.
There's a lot of residents there that are not able to walk. They move around in wheelchairs and we're afraid to end up on the street.
Es todo.
That
Gracias.
is all. Thank you.
Enoch is next, followed by Pablita Domingos.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sinak Bukuru, and I'm a refugee from Africa, Burundi. And I'm here today to speak on behalf of Coach Alondra and Coach Miguel. Coach Alondra and Coach Miguel, they've been in my life. They've been in my life, and they were so helpful. They're always so helpful, and so when we were homeless, we did not have nowhere to go. The only place that we had to go, it was to them. And when my father passed away, it was the only place that she was the first person that I called to be there for me because they were the closest person that they lived closer to us. And as that, and there's more because of the soccer team, that they helped the soccer team because they were like, they helped the refugees. They were in the soccer team. They were the most there when we need them. Like for example, they bring us over for dinner. They get us clothes. The soccer team and I hang out at her house. It makes me very happy, and her house means a lot to me and the soccer team and my family. And them losing, like them GC try to make them lose where they are. It makes me and my family very sad that if things doesn't go well, they will have to end up moving out. So I just hope everything goes good. Thank you.
Thank you. Pablita is next. Andres Esquivel Proxima.
Hello, District Representatives, Councilwoman Laura Pastor. Thank you so much. You've spoken to us briefly. I do appreciate the task force and the initiative on helping all of us. I think it's pretty clear. It's 150 families being affected, mothers, children, disabled people, people that are mentally ill. I think it's clear, like, you're going to choose your community because financially, for the state of Arizona, it makes more sense to let these developers take all these people's homes and for the city, the state, to continue to make money. It makes more sense on a business aspect. So now it's up to you voted in politicians. Are you people over profit? I think that's pretty much what it boils down to in your decision. And even if your hands are tied, raise it up a level. Who can you go to? Who's your supervisor? Who do you report to? We're going to continue to make noise, and we appreciate you guys hearing us all out. But the bottom line is 150 families are going to be homeless, and I really hope something is done. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Andres Esquivel. Próxima, Martha Gutierrez.
Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por escucharnos.
Good afternoon to all, and thank you for listening to us.
Yo quiero decirles que después de la recesión mucha gente perdió muchas casas.
I want to say that after the recession, many people lost their homes.
So volvimos a empezar con algo que realmente podemos, no, de la manera económica es lo que podemos tener unos nuevos homes.
So we've started over again, and the only thing we were able to have economically was a mobile home.
Apenas nos estamos recuperando y llega otra vez la pandemia y ya nos volvemos a tener otra vez no dinero.
We were just recuperating, and then the pandemic hit, and once again we're found with no money.
Ahora el interés está demasiado alto, la inflación es demasiado alto. Nosotros no podemos pagar una casa de $500,000, que es lo más básico que hay.
The interest rate is very high, inflation is very high, and homes are about $500,000, and we cannot afford to pay that.
So le estamos pidiendo que ustedes puedan ayudarnos.
So we're asking you to help us.
Nosotros, como saben, todos tenemos familia. Yo como le voy a explicar a mi hijo de 14 años que no tengo dónde llevarlo más, que va a tener que dormir en la troca conmigo.
We all have a family, and I have a son that's 14 years old. What am I supposed to tell him, that we have nowhere to go and that we have to go sleep in our truck?
Es todo. Muchas gracias.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Martha, followed by Estrella Gutierrez.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Mi nombre es Marta Gutiérrez.
My name is Marta Gutierrez.
Soy una habitante de Las Casitas.
I live at Las Casitas.
Nosotros estamos pidiéndoles
We are asking you
que no nos desalojen
to not
de lo que nosotros llamamos nuestros hogares.
Not to evict us from where we call home.
Porque nosotros los consideramos nuestros hogares a raíz de que perdimos muchos nuestras casas.
We consider this place our home due to the fact that many of us lost our homes.
Allí son hogares de nosotros que los hemos hecho para nuestra familia.
These are homes that we've built for our families.
Y tenemos que estar luchando para tener un hogar para nuestros hijos.
And we have to struggle to have a home for our
Les
children.
pedimos que nos ayuden
We're asking you to help us
para no perder nuestro hogar.
so that we do not lose our home.
Porque no queremos ser otros más en la lista de las personas que van a estar viviendo en la calle.
We don't want to be added to the list of people that are going to be living on the street.
Nos presionan poniéndonos unas cláusulas muy fuertes en los contratos que se están haciendo.
We're being pressured because they are adding clauses to the contracts that are very difficult
En
for
el lugar
us.
donde yo estoy viviendo, no todos pasan ese contrato.
The place where I live, not everybody qualifies for that contract.
En lo personal, yo vivo en un RV. Un RV no nos quisieron dar un contrato.
I personally live in an RV, and we were not granted a lease.
Simplemente tenemos que estar pagando mes con mes. El Señor nos dijo, tú te vas a quedar viviendo aquí pagando mes con mes. El día que yo te diga, te sales, te voy a dar un próximo de 30 días.
We have to pay month to live there. The gentleman told me, you have to pay month to month, and the day I decide, you're going to have to leave.
Y nosotros necesitamos tiempo para movernos, porque no podemos salirnos solamente cuando Él diga, ya no te quiero aquí. Nosotros necesitamos tiempo.
We need time to move. We need time to find a place. We can't just wait until He says, we no longer want you here, and leave. We need time.
Yo les vuelvo a repetir, nosotros no queremos ser unos más de la lista de los que vivan en la calle.
I'm repeating myself. I don't want to be added to the list of people that end up living on the street.
Por favor, les pidemos que nos ayuden. Se los imploramos de corazón. Somos familias humildes.
Please, we're asking you to help
y
us.
Trabajadoras.
We're begging you. We are humble families.
No le hacemos mal a nadie.
We work hard.
Se los pedimos de corazón.
We don't harm anybody. We're asking you this from the bottom of our heart.
Muchas gracias y esperamos su ayuda.
Thank you very much, and we're waiting for your help.
Estrella is next, followed by Masavi Perea.
Hello, Mayor, Assistant Mayor, and members of the City Council. My name is Estrella Gutierrez, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Periwinkle and all the tenants that are getting misplaced, specifically on my family's well-being. Most of us have lived there more than 10 years, and my kids personally were born in my home. At the moment, we are getting displaced by GCU, and I think it is not fair that they carelessly are kicking us out, not considering our kids' education or their well-being. Kids that in the future are going to eventually be their students. They're supposed to be a Christian community college or a Christian university, yet they're not showing nothing that has to do with God's love by the way they are kicking us out. I think that the time they were giving us is not enough time to find a home. Most of our families are hardworking families, yet we don't meet the requirements or the funds to be able to purchase a new home. And what they are trying to offer is not at all something that would help us even give a down payment for a home for my family, in my case, for my kids. So all I can do at this point is just pray and have faith that you guys can help us, since I know it's in your guys' hands, to do something for our future generations, in this case, my kids, and everyone else's kids. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. And we would ask everyone to refrain from clapping. Masavi is next, followed by Dominic Pesh. Okay. We think we do not have Masavi, so Dominic is next, followed by Alondra Ruiz.
Good afternoon, City Council. My name is Dominic Petch, but my homies call me Lil Pfizer. After my last City Council, vaccination rates in my hometown skyrocketed. If we can't mandate vaccines every 6 months,
Please continue. We can.
I'm being done dirt. Okay, good. All right, guys. Let's go. VACCINEE, yeah, vaccine. It does no harm. I got my vaccine in my, oh, let's get it. What the heck? What? This is free speech. This is not shown. There's no.
No, you can continue.
There's no rules.
He can continue.
I can continue.
Yeah.
Where's my time back then? Oh, come on. Okay. That's ridiculous. I might have to restart this a little bit. Okay, come on, let's go.
He can continue.
You guys, what the heck is this? She says I can keep going. What is this? You guys are saying one thing.
Mayor, he can continue.
Where's the transparency? I have free speech. I can continue? Okay, I'm going to continue. Jeez. Yes. All right, let's go. I can see the whole city council from this balcony. Back in 2019, Donald Trump was our president. I know he had it out for me. Now we have Joe Biden, this reality. Be nicer. Pineapple juice, I give a sweet, sweet, sweet Pfizer. mRNA in the veins, I surprise her. Hard drive full of sanitizer. Try and mess with little Pfizer, be wiser. You don't need voter ID, that's egregious. Why are you unvaccinated? I need reasons. I got boosters on deck, peak season. Shout out to my healthcare workers, making sure I receive them. You can do it too, believe it. VACC, come on guys. INEEE, yeah, vaccine. Oh, in my arm, I got my vaccine. The fifth one's a charm. Yes, I am. They say you a superstar. Well, damn. I guess I am. Joe Biden, I'm glad you came. Tax my money, give it to Ukraine. Science deniers, I can't stand it. We need a nuclear war to save the planet. Hey, let's go. Vladimir Putin, you can catch these hands. We're fully vaccinated. You don't stand a chance. Arrest Joe Rogan. Spotify, do something. Take Joe Rogan off Spotify. Come on now. Trust the science. Liberate Russia. Hit me up on IG. Your boy Dom _. Let's go.
Thank you for, okay. Alondra Ruiz is next. Jesus Sierras after her.
Hi, I'm not going to rap, so don't turn my mic off. I'm a resident at Periwinkle Mobile Home Park, where Grand Canyon University is displacing us. This is my third time here. I'm asking you guys for help. We need your help. We don't know what to do. We don't want to be homeless. We marched here today from the Capitol with 2 other mobile home parks that are also being displaced. And we passed by that homeless encampment, and we don't want to be part of that. We don't have options on what to do. 8 years ago, my husband, ironically at that time, he was working at Grand Canyon University, which he's not anymore, but he found the mobile home for us to live because we have a soccer program. Some of our youth are here that about 80 to 120 kids register to play soccer with us each year, and we play in the Arizona Youth Soccer Association competitive soccer. All the kids, I would say about 99% of them are refugee kids, and we have used our mobile home when they became homeless. We have used our mobile home because we have a spare bedroom that we share with them. We have used our mobile home to place families that have been evicted. We've been using our additional room to house families that have been victims of domestic violence. We literally, my husband bought this home so that we could be in the center of the refugee community that we serve through our soccer program. We do a lot more than just soccer. We tutor the kids outside of my home, just as if there was a classroom there. We, as one of the young men here shared, we do dinners for them. We do a lot of activities. We have donations that are given to us that we have outside of my home that we distribute to these families. With that purpose of serving our community, we bought this mobile home to reside there for many years, not knowing that now we're being displaced by Grand Canyon University, who didn't formally tell us that they owned the property at all until April of this year, but they owned it for 6 years. And now they're telling us that they're not going to renew our contract or lease. We don't even have a contract or a lease from Grand Canyon University. And then all of a sudden they want to offer us $5,000 to abandon our homes. How far is $5,000 going to take me? I want to ask any of you, can you guys survive with $5,000 anywhere? Absolutely not. Another thing that Grand Canyon University had the audacity to even offer us is tutoring for our kids for the remainder of the time that we're there. That is such a sad offer because Grand Canyon University has been there for as long as they have been, and all of a sudden they want to help us. They offered us English classes for our ESL classes for our non-speaking residents. Why are they offering all this help now? We've been there for a long time. They're not doing what they preach. Grand Canyon University do what you preach to do, and we're asking you guys for help too. Thank you.
Thank you. Jesus is next. Raul Urbalejo, Proxima.
So my notes were taken from me, so I'm just gonna wing it. But yeah, when I think about how unfair things happen, it happens, right? All we can do is act against it, and that's why we're here. I'm also with the welding community. But I mean, what is there more to expect, right? In imperfect society, it's gonna come with imperfect decisions, kind of like the ones that have been made, such as buying or landlords selling our homes, or selling homes. It's their land, right? It's fair. All we're asking, is that you stand with us in this, I would say, noble cause, because I mean it's like more than 150 families. And then as far as members goes, that's like quadruple the amount. It's a ton of members in those families. And so we're just asking that you stand with us in this noble cause to, well, one, kind of like she said, help us be situated after the fact, because it's not as simple, it's not as black and white as sending a family out with $5,000. In fact, I mean, it's almost funny how we were actually offered $1,800. So there's no simple solution because it is their land, but these are also families, right? So I think there's not a simple solution, but the right thing to do is also a no-brainer. That's one, exhausting your resources to stand by us, as opposed to give instruction, and two, actually just that, right? Just exhaust your own resources and do all that you can do, along with us, because we're doing all that we can do. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity to speak and for hearing us. Bye.
Raul Manuel Vera Martinez, Proxima.
Buenas tardes, alcaldesa. Buenas tardes,
Good
miembros del
afternoon,
concilio.
Mayor and members of the council.
Voy a ser claro y preciso.
I'm going to be clear and precise.
Este problema lo tenemos de hace bastantes meses. La primera vez que hubo una reunión con la universidad,
We've had this problem for many months, and the first time we had a meeting with the university,
nos ofrecieron $1,800 por entregar el título de cada traila que vivimos.
they offered us $1,800 to turn over the title of our mobile homes.
De eso, como digo yo, ya tenemos meses con ese problema.
And I'm saying we've had this problem for months now.
No nos están ofreciendo ya nada más.
They're no longer offering us anything else.
Esperemos si nos pueden ayudar, que no haya ese desalojo A mí me costó $15,000 y me están ofreciendo $1,800.
I hope that you can help us with this eviction. It cost me $15,000 to purchase the mobile home, and they're offering me $1,800.
Ofrecen $7,500 a una grúa para que nos jalen y nos remuevan las trailas. ¿Quién nos garantiza un lugar seguro o el mismo pago mensual que estamos dando?
They've offered to pay for a tow truck to tow our homes out of there for $7,500, but who assures us that we'll be towed to another place that'll be safe?
Si aceptamos que nos removieran de ahí, queremos un lugar seguro, vuelvo a repetirlo.
If we allow them to move us out of there, we would like a safe place. I'm repeating myself.
Los que trabajamos, que no nos quede el parqueadero nuevo donde nos quieren remover, que no nos quede lejos del trabajo o los de los niños en la escuela.
The ones that are going to move are hoping that the parking lot will not be far away for those that work, and so it won't be far away for the children either.
Y yo hablo por todos los vecinos y les vuelvo a repetir, no se dejen poner precio la universidad, ni que ellos pongan sus condiciones.
I'm speaking for a lot of my neighbors, and I'm asking that do not allow the university to set its price.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Manuel Vera Martinez. I do not see Manuel, so we will go to Aaron Zavala.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of City Council. My name is Aaron Gutierrez, and I am here to speak for the rights of my siblings and I. My siblings and I were raised and born here in our mobile homes, and it's unfair for GCU to kick us out of our mobile homes. Careless if we go homeless. My parents, as of right now, do not have the funds to get a new place for us. I hope you all understand what we are going through, and I pray and hope that God puts it in your heart to change this law for us and help us keep homes for at least 4 more years. Thank you, and God bless you all.
We have 2 Giovanna Yanezes registered with the same email. I assume that that is the same person, so our final speaker will be Sylvia Yanez.
Mayor, as she comes up, our office got information that there's people on the phone that were here at the last meeting, just for them to know will they be able to speak or not.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take people who were at the last meeting who are on the phone. If you were not at the last meeting, we will put you at the front of the queue at the next one. So people who were here at the last meeting, we'll try to take on the phone.
Thank you.
And then people who were not at the last meeting but are at this meeting, we will try to take first at the next formal meeting of the Phoenix City Council. Okay, thank you for your patience, Sylvia.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Gracias por la oportunidad de escuchar lo que está pasando en nuestra comunidad.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to listen to us about what's happening in our community.
Yo soy residente de la ciudad de Phoenix.
I live in Phoenix.
En el 2728 West Coulter Street, 85017.
2728 West Coulter Street.
Estoy haciendo un llamado a la Universidad de GCU y a los miembros que están enfrente de ella.
I'm calling out to the members of GCU and the people that are associated with them.
Por medio de ustedes,
through you,
nuestros representantes en esta ciudad,
our representatives of this city,
para solicitar más tiempo,
to ask for more time,
y que nos proporcionen los recursos necesarios para tener una transición digna para nuestro hogar.
And to provide us enough time and money for our transition out of the park.
Estoy a favor de las nuevas oportunidades. Estoy a favor de las nuevas oportunidades.
I agree with new opportunities.
Y más tratándose de estudiantes residentes de Arizona y otros estados.
And especially of students that are residents of Arizona and other states.
Pero ¿a qué costo?
But at what cost?
Están dejando sin la oportunidad de estudiar a mis hijos y a muchos de los niños que residen en esta dirección.
They're not allowing my children and other children that live at this residence to continue with their studies.
Están truncando su futuro.
They are stopping their future.
Y a nosotros poniéndonos en una situación de crisis.
And they're causing us to go into a crisis situation.
Esto con la completa seguridad que tenemos un número más en las estadísticas de personas sin hogar.
This gives us insecurity of adding us as one more number to the people that are homeless.
Exigimos que seamos tratados con respeto y honestidad.
We expect to be treated with dignity and security.
Que tengan conciencia del costo de vida que estamos experimentando en nuestro estado.
Be aware and be conscientious of the expense and the rise of prices in our state.
Ya que para la mayoría de nosotros es imposible pagar un alquiler en este momento.
It's practically impossible for any of us at the moment to pay for a rent right now.
Creo completamente que todo cambio debe ser para bien.
I believe that all change should be for the good.
Lamentablemente, este no es un cambio bueno.
Unfortunately, this is not a good change.
Tengo fe de poderle decir a mis hijos que todo va a estar bien.
I have faith that I will be able to tell my children that everything will be okay.
Porque creo que como sociedad todos somos responsabilidad de todos.
I believe that as a society we are responsible for each other.
En este momento, el tiempo y la economía están en nuestra contra.
At this moment, time and the economy is against us.
Le pido a Dios
I ask God
y a ustedes
and you
que todo este esfuerzo que estamos haciendo no sea en vano.
that all this effort that we're making is not in vain.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Dios los bendiga.
God bless you.
Y a nosotros que no nos olvide.
And for him not to forget us.
Okay, so we have two names, and I have now seen that this was not a good idea on my part, so I apologize to everyone. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. We have two names I was given, one of whom is not signed up, so we're going to take Ian Lopiccolo, Ann Ender, and then we are done, and we'll thank you everyone who's participated. So Ian, the floor is yours for virtual comment.
Hi, are y'all able to hear me?
We can.
Perfect, thank you. Hi, my name is Ian Lopiccolo. I live in Phoenix City Council District 8. I am here to read a citizen's petition into the record. So here we go. Pursuant to Chapter 4, Section 22 of the Phoenix City Charter, I, Ian Lopiccolo, a citizen and resident of the City of Phoenix, hereby petition the City Council to 1. Immediately release to the public Arizona State University's independent report of the Phoenix Police Department's protest response. And I also petition the City Council to 2. Immediately release to the public the City of Phoenix policy around the use of encrypted messaging, such as the Signal app. I'm aware of my responsibility to email the copy of the citizen's petition to both the general packet email as well as Denise, and I'm going to do so immediately following this. And if we could just get confirmation from Denise or the general email that our petition has been received, that would be greatly appreciated. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. Ann Ender will be our final.
Thank you. I promise you I signed up. Good afternoon, Mayor Gallego, Vice Mayor Pastor, and council members. I'm Ann Ender. I'm a neighborhood leader, and I'm also the president of Operation Blue Ribbon. And I'd like to begin by offering my sincere condolences to the Osman family. But I'm very concerned yesterday during the policy meeting, and I say this with all respect to Councilwoman Ansari and Councilman Garcia. Councilwoman Ansari displayed a photo of what appeared to be a funeral procession for Ali Osman from his mosque. The councilwoman further stated that she had viewed the critical incident report and that de-escalation failed and Oman was experiencing a mental health issue. The officers should have driven off and let the behavioral experts resolve the situation. Well, then Councilman Garcia went on to comment about police brutality and police violence. So here we are again listening to our council members giving opinions about critical incident that is currently under investigation to influence public opinion. So therefore, let me offer just a few questions and comments to ponder. First of all, from what I understand, Osman was apparently a resident of Mesa. So why was he at 19th Avenue and Tuckey, an intersection that sits in a quadrant that has the highest distribution of and use of fentanyl? I know this because I live in the area. I also work with the neighborhood leaders and collaborating with the police department to hopefully try to do something about it. So we don't know everything, and I guess I'm up here because I really think we have to be cognizant of comments that are coming from the council members regarding cases that are under investigation, because essentially you're influencing public opinion, and we need to wait until we get all the information that's released from the police department. The toxicology report may show us something different. Maybe he wasn't experiencing a mental health crisis. Maybe he was under the influence of a substance. There's all kinds of questions to think about. So I respectfully just ask that we be more cognizant of this, and let's let the investigation go through and let's see what the results are, and then we can talk further about it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We are adjourned.
Definitely. It truly is the volunteers that make this happen. I had a small idea, and thank goodness that I was open to the idea of people changing that idea, because it's really grown over the past 10 years into what's here now. We have an amazing lady who makes floral bouquets.